Yes, welcome again. Today I'll be talking about time management for students. I've said this earlier, uh, 24 hours is enough for all human activity. But the problem majority have is how to manage this time. A lot of time are wasted on unproductive activities. And here we're talking about time management for students. Whatever school you are, wherever you are studying, you need to manage your time well to be efficient, very efficient in your output. Student want to pass, but it's not just passing, it's passing well. And you need to manage your time effectively to be productive in your studies. Over the years, I've seen a lot of students and I ask them questions. Do you have timetable? Majority of them failed to have timetable. Very few had, but they also failed to implement their timetable. What we're talking about at this moment is that any student studying, you need to manage your time effectively well. I used to tell students that yes, you should do a 24 hours timetable. And the same thing we're saying here now as a student, you are to do a 24-hour timetable. You should know how you spend your time. When do you sleep? When do you wake up? What do you do? You fill in everything. You do a to-do list or a timetable as most students are conversant with. And in that timetable, you arrange your days the way it's supposed to be spent. This is the time you are going to go to school. Or even when you are in the school, there are some small time that you could still have. Maybe the lecturer is delaying in coming, the teacher is delaying in coming. You can do some few things within that time. Then when you have break, even within your break, yes, it's good you relax and you play, but there are things you could still do. If you have 1 hour break, you can spend like 30 minutes for the break proper or even less, and then you spend the rest to do some productive things. And after you have finished your school activities, then you arrange your timing well. A time to rest, you have a specific time, a time to do some other things, maybe homework, time to do some other things in the house. You arrange your time. You have a timetable. You are well organized in arranging your time. And from there, you have time you need to read and study your book. Uh, Depending on the time you have available, you arrange your timing in such a way that you have enough time to read your book. You have timetable for reading all the subjects that you have done in school, or all the subjects for that day, or the subject you will need to do for the next day. You have time to read, enough time to read. And for some students that they are given assignment, you also have time to do your assignment. But how do you do this? You have a timetable. In that timetable, maybe an hourly timetable from so hour to so hour, this is what you are going to be engaged in. From so hour to so hour, this is what you are going to be engaged with. And then you now have time dedicated for your study. You need enough time for study, and so you try to create enough time for your study, and that will make you highly productive. You have books, materials to read, maybe 2 3 books for a subject. You create enough time to read them so that you can understand what the books are saying and be very effective in your reading, and that will help you in your output. Now, there are some things that engages students that are not productive. For example, if you spend too much time playing, You are burning the time, and time lost cannot be regained. If you spend too much time on some other activities that are not productive, it's more of wasting time. If you spend too much time watching television, nobody is going to ask you what did you watch on the television when exam comes. What the examiner is going to ask you is based on what you have read in your school, your subject, what you have been taught in school, what you have read. That's what they are going to base their exam on. Nobody is going to ask you what you have watched on the TV. Well, yes, there are some times that you find some educative things on the screen, but you have to limit the time you spend, especially on unproductive uh, things on the screen. Then the other challenge youth are having today is social media. Yes, social media have their advantages, but when you are spending too much time on social media as a student, then you are already wasting time. It's becoming a minus, a disadvantage. If you have anything to do on the social media, you can use it to study if you want to use it to study. But when you are doing other unproductive things on the social media, it will amount to wasting of time. And so there are distractions that you need to eliminate in order to create more times for your study. The distractions differ from one person to the other, but you know your peculiar distractions that you don't have to spend all your time on. You spend your time productively by concentrating more on things that are of value, things that are of benefit to you. And so as a student studying in the school, whatever schools you are studying in, you need to look at your timing, the 24-hour timing, and do a 24-hour timetable and follow the timetable. Of course, what's the essence of doing timetable if you are not going to follow it? But if you make up your mind you want to follow the timetable, yes, nothing can stop you from following it. It's just you make up your mind, you dedicate your time to following the timetable. And as you follow the timetable, you discover that yes, you become more and more productive and you'll be able to do very much better in your exams. And at the end of the day, you'll be happy for it. If you are studying and you put in effort, you put in enough time to reading, to studying, definitely you will get a better grade, a better result. And so many things we are seeing today because of inadequate preparation. But proper preparation always and will always prevent poor performance. And so as a student, once again, you make effort to do a 24-hour timetable and you create time. No matter where you are studying, you can always carve out like 3 to 6 hours to really study within a day. And if you are consistent with that study, definitely it will impact seriously on your results. Every student wants a good result, and for you to get a good result, you need to manage your time well. Get the 24 hours, fit in all your activities, look at all the times that are remaining, and then you do timing for this subject, for this subject, for this subject. And if there are subjects you are finding difficult, you spend more time studying those subjects. If you need help, yes, you can use social media, you can use the YouTube to get help. There are a lot of materials on the YouTube that could be of help. On Google, materials are there that could be of help. You can utilize all these materials to understand the one that you are finding difficult. But more importantly, you need to spend more time on the one you are finding more difficult. Like some students, they find mathematics difficult. In that case, you need to create more time for that mathematics so that you can get the details and get a better understanding of it. And with that, you'll be able to make uh, good grade from your exams. And so do a timetable and follow the timetable. You need to be disciplined. You need to make up your mind. So many students says if they do timetable, they hardly are able to follow it. It's because their mind is not yet there. If their mind is made up to follow their timetable, definitely they'll be able to do that. And at the end of the day, they will get a good result. I believe with this I've shared, you have gained something, and it's not just hearing, it's doing that is most important. As you put this to practice, definitely you'll be more effective, more efficient, and at the end of the day, you get a better result. Thank you for listening. My name is Olusegun Bagbade, Origin Tech Media. Thank you.